So Shabbat Shalom. Let's try it again. Shabbat Shalom. Okay. So it's my pleasure to welcome you to St. Francisville. I can tell you that it's a lovely, lovely experience for me to be able to welcome people into this wonderful place. And, looking around the room and seeing people that some of you I've only known for a couple of weeks, some of you I've known for a couple of decades, maybe a little more, right, Mark? What are you, 27 years or something? Mark didn't even have gray hair, for God's sake. I believe that. He looked good back then. So, but it really is an honor. This weekend marks the 74th annual United Israel World Union Conference. 74th annual. So it's a 73-year-old organization with a 74th annual conference, annual program, and so forth. And for 13 years, I believe, James, some of you guys can correct me if I'm off a year, but I believe for the last 13 years, we've hosted this conference in Charlotte, North Carolina. And Dave and Sherry and I generally, others have gone with us, but we loaded up. Mark's made the trip. And we drove all those hours to go to Charlotte. And this year, the executive board was kind enough to say, you know what? You guys drove that faithfully all those years. We'll let you do it in St. Francisville. So we're hoping that by doing so, what that did was it made it available for another group. Now, of all the biblical scholars that are in the room, of all the important people, I am pleased to see every one of you, but I am so happy that Joanne, where are you? Joanne is here. I don't know what we would do if she didn't show up because she handles the registration every year. So that was one of the biggest problems about moving it here. So thank you, Joanne. And Seth, my son, who ran the audio video for me last weekend. He's here with us tonight. Thank you, Seth.
Thank you, Seth.
But all of you, we really appreciate you coming. I know people have come literally from all over the world. We have Barry Page, who's with us, who came from Israel to be with us. Thank you, Barry. And of course, our executive board is all in the house, and I'm looking forward. I wanted to take just a couple of seconds, and I'm going to turn it over to let's call him our resident rabbi. A dear friend, Dennis Jones, Rabbi Jones is here. We've been friends for, 25 years, I guess. It's been a long time. But he's going to help us bring in the Sabbath. Now, let me explain something before I go too far. Some of you in this room, you know who you are, have just met me. Some of you have just entered into this journey. It's a wonderful journey. It's an exciting journey. It's a challenging journey. But I have to tell you that it's worth it every step of the way. And so to see people in this room who are you're coming from various places. Within this room, we have people in different places, spiritually, geographically, you name it. But the thing about United Israel that moved me quite some time ago was this idea that it's open. It's open. The doors are open, and our hearts, the truth there be to impart. It's this idea that people from every walk, wherever you're from, wherever you're at in your spiritual journey, you begin somewhere. And most of us began in the same place. It's not a race, but we're working towards trying to live a more holy life. I think all of us would agree with that. Some are more secular, some are more orthodox in their orientation. But I think Hashem is pleased at the progress of each and every one of us. So just to let you know, United Israel, not only is this a 73-year-old organization, I'll be talking and others will be talking about sort of where we stand, what we believe, but all that comes secondary. People have come together for the purpose of studying and learning, but not just to gain intellect. If that's what it's for, I'm going to go back to work at a paper mill. If that's what it's about. But it's about learning to live. We've got a lot of ways. I have a lot of ways to go. I make mistakes. By the way, if there are things that are wrong with the conference, everyone can find something. But the hope is that you recognize the beauty in what's coming together here. One verse. See, I'm not going to preach all night. Exodus 25, 8 and 9. Hashem says this, "Make for me a holy place, and I will dwell in your midst." Now, I'm going to talk a little bit more about that later, but not tonight. Tonight, I'm going to turn things over to my dear friend and brother, Rabbi Dennis Jones. And what we're going to do, I'll let him tell you more about it, but we're going to welcome the Shabbat. And this is, some of you who aren't familiar with traditional Judaism, there is a beauty and a sanctity in Shabbat. If you've not practiced it, I think you're in for a great time. Because Shabbat is the first thing in Scripture called holy. In Genesis chapter 2, verse 3, it says, "This day will be holy to you." And it's the first thing called holy, and it's time. As I get older, you know what I recognize? Time is precious. Time is very, very precious. I love time and I love freedom. Those two things are my favorites. But the thing about Shabbat is that it means to stop, cease. And what you do on Shabbat is that you cease from your normal activities. You just carve out this special holy time. And there's something holy about being with holy people. So I am very, very moved to be in the midst of holy people. And I'm so thankful that you're here with us tonight. Where is my rabbi?
He's here. Come on, Barry, rabbinical assistant.
All right.
Thank you. Ross, thank you so much, and thanks for the invitation to be here. I actually had two conflicts in the Hickory area that were going to keep me from attending this conference. And about 3 weeks ago, I woke up, it was like a Wednesday morning, and I had this overwhelming sense that I needed to come to this conference. And it wasn't 2 hours later that I got a personal email from Ross saying, it would mean a lot to me if you could come. So I had to finagle a few things and get my wife to do double duty to cover some of our Temple Beth Shalom commitments, but it is a blessing to be here. The trip down with Dr. Tabor and Timothy Thompson was just amazing. I cherish every minute of conversation with those two. We thought it might be nice to start off with some candle lighting, some traditional Jewish melodies, and some non-traditional melodies. So we're going to add folks, everyone? Can they try to follow along in the transliteration?
I think that's my job.
Guys, it's going to be horrible if I have to do a solo, but I love congregational participation. We're going to do Shalom Aleichem. I think a lot of you know it. On page 3 of this lovely booklet that David and the folks are passing around. So turn with me to Shalom Aleichem on page 3.
Page 3, your hymnal.
Is that
First, second, and third, right?
It's actually inviting ministering angels to be among us for the Holy Shabbat. No, they're good. I'll get it started. Yeah. Does everybody, let's give them just a second. We're on page 3. You can follow along either in Hebrew or the transliteration, or just look at the amazing translation, which is also very powerful. Shalom Aleichem, Malakei Hasharei, Malakei Elyon, Melech, Malakei Hamlakim HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Bokem LeShalom, Malakei HaShalom, Malakei Elyon, Melech, Malakei Hamlakim HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Baruni LeShalom, Malakei HaShalom, Malakei Elyon, Melech, Malakei Hamlakim HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Tzedkem LeShalom, Malakei HaShalom, Malakei Elyon, Melech, Malakei Hamlakim HaKadosh Baruch Hu. As you keep a letter D or say shalom. Okay. Makadodi is another very traditional, although it's medieval, it's not very ancient. But Barry's going to do a reading first.
This is a prayer that I wrote many years ago, designed this time in the evening, Erev Shabbat, when the sun sets, and about to say the Chadoti. It's an introduction to the Chadoti, and I wrote it in English and also Hebrew, but this is the English version. Come, sweet bride, come, sweet bride. Israel were slaves in Egypt, their toil was continuous. They struggled for a break, a Sabbath, free from labor. This struggle was realized with the Exodus. God gave Israel not only freedom from bondage, but freedom from the 7-day week of work, and a day each day to calmly devote to God. Stop, stop, the Sabbath is coming. A man ends his routine day, he is about to wed. He bathes his body and dresses lavishly. His person exudes sweet, fragrant perfume. Something truly awesome is about to happen. His bride, his love is coming. Her beauty radiates in the setting sun. She's out there. Is it Sarah, Bathsheba, or Malka? No, it is the Sabbath, dear groom. The Sabbath is coming. Come, sweet bride, come, sweet bride. Your beauty is millennia old. It is a spiritual light to all Israel and the world. All week I have waited, and now you have come. You have pierced my world that I might live. As one strives to be with the one he loves, so I yearn for this day to be with you, dear God. My thoughts are freed from the turning world. turn to you and your romance with Israel. You, my bride, are virgin, untouched by my love. You, my Sabbath, are now about to be felt. I shake to think of the joy this day can bring, if I devote my heart and soul to enrich it. The sun sets, and you have come into my chamber. Darkness falls, but my heart is glowing brightly. A beautiful time is beginning for Israel. Clear aside the normal world. A bride is coming. Come, sweet bride. Come, sweet bride. Nachadoti, nachadoti.
We're going to do, so that you'll know where we are, the chorus and the first verse, and then we're going to jump all the way to the last verse, which is verse 9 on the bottom of page 5. And the custom during the last verse is to rise and face the door as if to welcome the Sabbath bride. And the chant goes like this. Lehakado dili krat kala, panei shabat nekabela. Lehakado dili krat kala, panei shabat nekabela. Lekado dili krat kala, panei shabat nekabela. Lekado dili krat kala, panei shabat nekabela. Now Barry doesn't sing the first verse because it's rabbinic, but I do. Shamor v'zefor v'debur echad, Hishmi anu echad yukad, Adonai echad u'shamo echad, l'shem u'tiferet v'lehilah. Lechado dili krat kala, panei shabat nekabela. Lekado dili krat kala, panei shabat nekabela. If you rise with me and face the door for the verse 9. Bo'i v'shalom ateret ba'ala, Ram v'simcha tol kala, tol gemunei segula, bo'i kala, bo'i kala. Lekado dili krat kala, panei shabat nekabela. Lekado dili krat kala, panei shabat nekabela. Thank you, and please be seated. Ross, are we gonna bless the bread and wine up here?
Yes, go ahead. Go ahead. If you'll do that while you guys are up there,
Okay.
and we'll have them just file through it.
Maybe later in the evening, we're about to close. If you have a glass, raise it with me, and we'll bless bread and wine now. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, borei pri hagafen. And in preparation for our breaking of bread, Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, hamotzi lechem min haaretz. Amen. Before we eat, does anybody know Hine Matov?
Go with it.
Hine Matov u'manayim she'erachim gam yachad. Hine Matov u'manayim she'erachim gam yachad. Hine Matov she'erachim gam yachad. Hine Matov she'erachim gam yachad. Hine Matov u'manayim she'erachim gam yachad. And for those of you who don't recall, that's Psalm 133, how sweet it is for brothers and sisters to dwell together in unity. Enjoy the food, everyone.
Shabbat shalom.
My new friend.
So just before we mess up the chairs, I want everyone to just acknowledge that when you came here, they were perfectly spaced. So actually what we have is, this is the one piece that I wasn't real sure how it would work. We have a table here, and I have 5 tables in the back. Now there's one idea, so you get to help me make this call. We can bring these tables out, mess the chairs up, get everyone seated, you can eat, and then we can put them back up, and a couple of strong men and women, see, I didn't exclude women.
Thank you.
Men and women can help us set things back up. So what we want to do is we want to eat, and then after we eat, I want this to be a time of fellowship and people meeting and greeting and singing, and who knows, it's going to be all night. Seth, I might need a ride home. All right, so let's do that. Let's go ahead and I'm going to get a couple of men or women who are strong, muscle people to bring some tables out, especially you, Grace, to bring some tables out of the back, and we'll get the chairs set up later. Or weak-minded, either way. All right, so turn the lights on, Jamie, if you don't mind. Jamie, get those lights, please. Okay, thank you. And those of you who are joining us online, Shabbat Shalom. We're pleased to have you with us, and we'll be here all evening. We'll leave mics on, video camera. Be careful in this room what you say about you, because there are mics everywhere.
Yeah.
We gotta give him something to look
Hi,
at.
man, you.
Look, watch it,
Give him something to look at.
How's it going?
Oh, good. No, that's it.